with those details. The International Cricket Council has found no credible security threat to Bangladeshi players in India and has for now rejected the Bangladesh Cricket Board's request to relocate its matches from the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2026. According to reports, the matter was discussed during an online meeting between ICC officials and BCB representatives on Tuesday, January 6th. During the discussion, the ICC said it had no specific or actionable security input suggesting any risk to the Bangladesh team while playing in India. Therefore, the ICC sees no reason to change the tournament's venues or schedule at this stage. The meeting came after an emergency BCB meeting on the 4th of January. Following that, the BCB formally wrote to the ICC asking that Bangladesh's matches be moved outside India to ensure the safety and well-being of its players, officials, board members and other stakeholders. However, the ICC's current position does not match this request. While no written decision was issued on Tuesday, sources say there is no immediate indication of a change in stance. The BCB later confirmed it has received communication from the ICC regarding Bangladesh's participation in the tournament. The ICC reiterated its commitment to ensuring the full and uninterrupted participation of the Bangladesh team in the T20 World Cup 2026. A formal response from Bangladesh is expected by the 10th of January. Sunil Yashkalra, cricket scholar, is joining us live. We also have Shekhar Vijayan, sports commentator, live with us. Asadullah Khan, head coach, MS YTCA Cricket Academy, joins us live. Joyita Basu, editor of the Sunday Guardian, is also with us live on the broadcast. Let me make a start with you first, Sunil Yashkalra. Where do things stand at this moment? It seems that ICC is not really getting why the Bangladesh Cricket Board wants to move their matches out of India. These things can't be done simply for optics. There needs to be credible security intelligence to back up Bangladesh Cricket Board's claims, isn't it, Sunil?
Absolutely. I mean, this is a very bizarre situation. Of course, all the protocols are in place for ICC World Cup. Just imagine, we are just 30-odd days away from one of the biggest World Cups of the cricketing history. And guess what Bangladesh wants to do? They want to create a hue and cry just to get for optics. You're very right. It did happen. The security problem. Let me, as a cricket person, tell you that 1996 World Cup, which I was talking to one of the former players, did happen in Australia because they were very dismayed with the security problems of the LTT. Then 3 matches were washed out at that point of time, and the matches actually came. The match was forfeited, and the points was given to the team. So the matches did not happen there. So was West Indies did not participate. But here we are living in a different world altogether. Now what will happen is, the matches will be shifted from here to only Kolkata, citing whatever reasons that could be. But this is a very bizarre thing. And earlier in the day, I was talking to the 1996 World Cup player, Shehzad Altaf Saab, who played for the UAE, and he said it was a small blip in the entire tournament because when the World Cup starts, you get everything blaring. And Bangladesh, of all the teams, just imagine if it was Australia, England, South Africa, it would have been different. Bangladesh is at the bottom of the pyramid. They stand nowhere. And I think it's a laughable matter when it comes to it. Over to you, Uday.
Shekhar Vijayan, let me draw you in here. Shekhar Vijayan, what really has spurred this move by the Bangladesh Cricket Board? At the end of the day, of course, Mustafir ur Rahman's matter should be a separate matter. Why has that decision of the BCCIs to ask KKR to drop him as a player suddenly spurred the Bangladesh Cricket Board to resort to this?
Thank you for having me over, and good evening to all my fellow participants. See, I think there are 3 key points here. One is Bangladesh was trying to make a mountain out of a molehill, because of the Mustafir Rahman story, and they wanted to cash in on that, and they also knew that this World Cup is at the world stage where you don't have just India, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, or Bangladesh participating. You've got all the nations participating. They thought if they can make a hue and cry around this, they could try to make a difference. But it's very churlish and very childish the way they went about this entire thing. The second thing is you're dealing with India, and here the ICC really took a firm stand and asked them very clearly, as in, what's this hue and cry all about? The third thing is you cannot make such changes when you're little less than 30 days away from a big tournament like this. You cannot change venues. It's not just about the venues, about the players, about the teams which travel, the logistics. There's so much around it. You cannot just go and ask the governing body to make the changes because you're not safe in a particular country because of political reasons. Also, I think the most important thing is there is elections which is happening and which is going to happen in Bangladesh in the month of February. So I think they're trying to create all the right kind of noises to show that they want to stand by the players. But it doesn't really work because in a T20 tournament like the World Cup where the whole world is looking at you, I think the focus should be on winning, playing, rather than focusing on all these political things which will not help them in any way. And at the end of the day, they're dealing with ICC, they're dealing with the BCCI, where the ICC has taken a firm stand and told them very clearly that it will not work. I think that answers everything altogether.
Yes. Joyita Basu, let me bring you in here. At the end of the day, why is Bangladesh now trying to do a Pakistan, where Pakistan, of course, decides to skip such events in India? Why is Bangladesh attempting to do the same? What do you, make of these developments, which clearly is mixing up cricket with other issues? And do you believe the ICC has been wise to prima facie reject this request, as there is no security threat to Bangladesh players in India?
Well, Uday, this is happening because Bangladesh as a country, I would say, is yet to graduate to the level of being an adult. You cannot consider Bangladesh to be a serious country. It is not how adults behave, adult responsible countries of the world behave. They are just being difficult, they are throwing tantrums. And who are these, teenagers, badly behaved teenagers, juvenile delinquents? If you are thinking of that, they're who kind of indulge in petty crimes, the juveniles, and you can't even send them to jail, by the way, because they are below the age of 18. So, you see, this is how exactly Bangladesh is behaving. I mean, if it had a single adult bone in its body, it would have realized, as the distinction everybody is making, what you cannot basically, what is we can, if not a club level, it's a local tournament in India, Premier League. Just because one of your players has been asked, one club has said that no, you cannot be allowed to take a person from that. You cannot go to the ICC, and it's an international tournament where countries are involved, and say that we are not going to play in India. Well, nobody, for the sake of Bangladesh, because of its basically minnow status, it is not even a minnow, it should not even qualify for the World Cup, because if I remember correctly, whatever they have been playing, they have been losing each and every match. Okay, they have been. So, I think there are better candidates, better playing outfits who should be finding a place in this World Cup, who should have found a place. Now, since that has not happened, if they don't want to play, they should forfeit the match. It's as simple as that. It is their problem, nobody else's. Nobody takes them seriously. That is the whole problem.
Yes. Now, let me in fact take that back to you, Asadullah Khan. What do you make of course, of this, entire development that has erupted? This clearly shows somewhere cricket and politics does get mixed up. Many people try and say, oh, cricket should be kept away from politics. But this exactly shows how the two get mixed up. Asadullah, can you hear me? Okay, I think we've lost him there. But Sunil Kalra, let me bring you back in here on why this often gets mixed up. Why do cricket and politics get mixed up? As we are seeing in this entire Bangladesh episode. Of course, it's great here that the ICC is trying to crack down, is trying to go by the rule book, is trying to obviously say that present us the proof, the evidence of the security threat, and then yes, we will consider your request favorably or look at it actually with more seriousness. Sunil, why is cricket and politics getting mixed up? And I think you have a guest with you as well.
Absolutely. Asadullah Khan has joined here. In fact, we were discussing something like this. He's the former CEO of the Afghanistan Cricket Board. And we were discussing the same thing. Australia in 1996 did the same with Sri Lanka at that point of time, but those were different days. We are currently in Dubai and not very far from the ICC headquarters. What I get to hear from them is that it's a laughable request that they've done, which will never be considered. Point number one. Point number two, Australia has done that in a long, long time. 1996, Sri Lanka, they forfeited 3 matches because the country, Australia, had a level 3 threat level for any of his people. So therefore, they did not play. The matches were conceded. The rule book is still the same. Right now, I have Asadullah Khan with me. In fact, Australia did the same with Afghanistan Cricket Board, Mr. Khan, when they refused to tour your country. Why is it happening that Bangladesh today is behaving like Australia?
I think the most important thing is, first of all, we need to understand what kind of event that is. I think the World Cup is the most important event for all the countries playing for here. So same situation. When Afghanistan, Australia refused to play Afghanistan, but they played in the World Cup as well.
That's correct.
And the other thing, Bangladesh, they are not going. I don't know where they are taking the cricket to in the future. If they made this decision like that, the other teams, what they will do, what they're gonna do.
Let me Uday, put him in a spot. He's the former CEO of the Afghan Cricket Board. Would you do something like this just a month before the World Cup, saying that as irrational request like this, what Bangladesh has done? From a player's perspective, is it fair?
I think it's unfortunate. It's a very bad decision for any country. He's refusing at the last moment. So it's the trust of the all nation countries, all the World Cup, who the pupils are expecting from the different countries that like they are going to see the World Cup. So the taste of the World Cup will be. I think they want to destroy actually. They want to destroy the interest of the peoples. You know, the cricket is going day by day, very famous in the world. Like after the football in the Asia is #1 game, but in the entire world, I think it's a #2 game.
That's correct.
The world. So we should think on that. So World Cup is that kind of event. So they ensure the security. I think the event is organized by the BCCI or government in India. So it's definitely going to be a safe.
I think Uday, if I were to sum up his feelings, it is same as what Joyita has said, that they don't have an adult bone in their mind. I mean, forget spine. You don't have cerebral thing of making a right decision. And what he's saying is that the trust of the players is being smudged here, especially just before the World Cup. How can you expect? People have tried, people have bought tickets, players have worked hard for 3 years just to be a part of this, 2 years just to be a part of this entire thing. And what they're doing is just they're throwing the mud everywhere. And unfortunately, I quite echoes Joyita's thoughts that this is not a juvenile. This is a juvenile country with a juvenile thought, whether it's the public diplomacy, whether you're talking about the international relations. But yes, cricket has been spoiled because of this particular thing in the last 2 weeks of whatever is going around. And one important thing, ICC will definitely not argue this case. They're just going to let them like spoiled brats and just teach them a lesson in a way or two like that. And believe me, at the end of it, Bangladesh will play wherever we say and to whoever country that they want to play it. Because ICC, remember, the ICC money comes from India. 67% of the coffers are filled by the ICC and the sponsors of the World Cup. So in a way, ICC can cut off their sponsorship and completely ostracize them. Over to you, Uday.
What happens now? Now Bangladesh expected to reply to what ICC has said. Where do things stand as of now?
Unfortunately, Bangladesh, as the protocol is, once you write a letter to ICC stating your concerns, ICC will issue a public statement, because this is created like a public drama issue all put together. So go on.
I think it's a political issue, you know. So maybe they same like Australia. Australia team want to play because they are playing in the World Cup. So what is the reason they are not playing in the other events?
So to answer your question, ICC has well within their rights not even to acknowledge this request, because this is coming at 6 weeks before the World Cup. They will not agree to it.
And then what is the recourse of Bangladesh? They can pull out if they want to.
No, they cannot. It's too big an affair to be pulled out. This is a T20 game. Yeah, go on.
So merely some sort of minor optics happening here, Shikhar Vijayan. Why should politics and sport not get mixed up? What is Bangladesh Cricket Board doing so wrong here? Who is advising this? Do you believe it's Yunus and other senior advisors at the administration who are kind of dictating them to do what they are? Otherwise, why would Bangladesh Cricket Board, do this? They end up looking silly, don't they?
They, like you had mentioned right at the beginning of this program, it looks like it's straight out of the Pakistani toolkit, which is amateurish, churlish, and childish, right? Because you cannot expect anything more from either Bangladesh or Pakistan. I feel Bangladesh is fighting a lost cause. They are dealing with ICC, and ICC will take no prisoners here. They're very clear about the fact that Bangladesh has made a mistake, and they'll pay for it. And the fact of the matter here is Bangladesh thought they could emotionally blackmail India by saying India is not a safe country, but but we have seen situations like this in the past. India is the safest country to come in and play, and there are countries which have not played other countries, and still the tournament has gone on. So if Bangladesh doesn't want to play, they cannot play. They can still play the tournament, right? The tournament will still go on. The game is bigger than all the political divide which Bangladesh is trying to ignite. But I think, like I said earlier, I think it's something straight out of a Pakistani toolkit, and it's as amateurish as it can be. There really is no solution to this. It looks very, very short-sighted, very, very myopic, and Bangladesh should know better. If they really want to do well as a nation, they want to do well as a cricketing nation, it's important for them to participate and do well and win, rather than talking about issues when there are so many problems happening in their backyard. We are not even talking about the fact that so many Hindus were killed, so many minorities were killed, and we've spoken about that in the recent past. I think that's an issue for them which they need to tackle, and they need to show the world. If they're not doing anything around that and focusing on things which are not within the control and trying to create a fire out of nowhere, they will surely burn from here. They will surely learn a lesson. I think ICC is doing the right thing by taking a assertive step against them.
Yes, and Joyita, let me quickly draw you in here. Does this then tell us about how things are going between India and Bangladesh?
Well, this I would say is definitely a reflection of the deterioration in the relationship that has taken place. I mean, the things are really bad, and that is not India's fault. I mean, India has tried its best, and if Bangladeshis think that they are going to, if they think Sheikh Hasina is the main reason why India-Bangladesh relations cannot go back to being what it was once upon a time, well, then they will, they are living in a fool's paradise if they think that India is going to return Sheikh Hasina to Bangladesh, because you see, returning Sheikh Hasina to Bangladesh means that she will be lynched by the kangaroo courts and the mobs over there. So we are not as such an irresponsible country, and that we are going to allow her to go back to that Bangladesh. And you see, the fundamental problem of Bangladesh is that, in fact, I had just had a podcast and we were discussing this. The fundamental problem is, you see, they are trying to wipe out, there is a very strong section in Bangladesh that is trying to wipe out that Bangladesh's legacy of freedom struggle. Now, and what they are doing, this is a very strong pro-Pakistan section. Now, that pro-Pakistan section is in power. As you must be knowing, Mohammad Yunus's brother was a collaborator, and he was a Razakar basically, and was with Pakistani. So that is with the Pakistanis. So that is the reason why we see this Pakistani ISI playbook being used over and over, and it is but natural. In every sphere they have used it, and it's but natural that they are going to do it in cricket, and that's what exactly is happening.
Yes, let me in fact quickly also go back across to you, Sunil Kalra. Now on, of course, what spurred it all on? It was the BCCI's decision to ask KKR to drop Mustafizur Rahman. That was, of course, for a completely different reason. It was because of the situation between the two countries, the ties, and it has something to do with a domestic tournament, which is governed by India, which is happening within India. And the international tournaments and domestic tournaments cannot be compared, isn't it, Sunil?
Absolutely, they are of different fabric.
And Mustafizur KKR wasn't asked to drop him because of security concerns.
Absolutely, that was a different thing altogether. In fact, he was only banned because he was not allowed to participate. He's a great performer. He's got the emerging player of the tournament award wherever. However, I want to take a step back and talk about the entire episode with just one line. In MI Emirates, the same day, Shakibul Hasan played for Mumbai Indians team, you know, the original franchisee, which is called MI Emirates. And that was it. I think what they've created here is a complete harakiri of sorts, and they've shot themselves in the foot by creating and taking this stance. I was talking to Asadullah Khan, of course, is the batter who scored the first official run for the Afghanistan team in the history, but he's led at the top level. But why are they doing it? I mean, in of course, politically think. Have you ever seen Bangladesh do something like this in the past?
I think the most important thing is ICC should take the decision. You know, sometimes you have to be a little bit aggressive. So ICC should be take a strong decision. So the rest of the team, so in the future the team will not do like that. So straight away, so this is the action time. So ICC should think on that and make their decision.
I think they're also taking a step forward by insinuating certain things because Jai Shah is the head of ICC and they want to just embarrass everyone in the Indian counterparts, lobby everything around it, and they're doing a very bad job of it. If they were trolling us in a different manner, things would have been better. But I think they're only making a fool of themselves by doing all together. I go back to Joeta's point. They're juvenile, they're ill-advised, ill-timed, and they have less cerebral value between their ears. Yes, Uday.
All right. Yes, Joyita Basu, last word to you.
Well, I would agree with Sunil in this case. You know, I mean, I like the idea of less cerebral value, and you know that is the whole point. There's a huge inferiority complex, because of which what they try to do is that they try to come across as superior, and so that is the reason why, you know, everything stems from there. That inferiority complex is, you know, because they are upset with India, they are angry with India. That is the reason they are taking out their anger against Hindus in Bangladesh. That is the reason why they are taking out their anger against India in cricket. I mean, to go and tell ICC that India is not a safe place to play in, they think that they have scored points with their home audience. They are playing to the gallery. But the thing is that, you see, who is going to believe the nonsense that they are spewing, you know? I mean, this is, again, I am going back to the point of being kids, you know,
Yes.
it is like,
Okay.
oh fine, I am going to fix you. But
Okay.
who are you playing with? Your parents.
My thanks to all of our guests for joining us on this discussion. We're quickly